We're going to go ahead and get started. It's June 18th of 2024, 5 p.m. Board of Education meeting. We're going to begin by indicating who's here. Kim, will you start?
Kim Chandler.
Connie Burgess.
Karen Winder.
Clark Nelson.
Todd Hauber. Rich Nye.
And Nicole McDermott. And possibly Julie will be joining us online eventually. We'll see.
I'll let you know if she joins.
Okay. You're echoey, Ben. Okay, we are going to turn the time over to Don, Justin, and Chris for our construction update.
Well, good evening, everyone. We'll try and be brief, as we know you have a very large agenda this evening. So jumping right in on our status updates, security upgrade timeline, we'll have a couple projects coming up in design, namely Valley Crest and West Kearns Elementary.
Just as I was looking at this, you have Bacchus Elementary and South Kearns listed as junior highs.
Oh. Well, that's
Just
not
eventually.
awkward at all, is it?
Just
They were
eventually
promoted.
we
They've
wanna-
been doing so well. We promoted them. Thank you. We'll make that change. Just a quick look at some of our upcoming and current projects. Hunter High School, we're working on some upgrades to the preschool playground and the courtyard. We are close to being done with fueling station upgrade plans for both maintenance compound and for transportation. These are required state of Utah fuel system upgrades, so we'll have to pull our tanks, replace those, and install new pumps. Again, more designs underway, secure parking here at the GEC for vehicles. The long-awaited vestibule door replacement is still hung up at the factory in production. The contractor's been responsive, just waiting on that supplier to get those here. And those not only come with some efficiencies, but also the ability to do some security upgrades here. So we'll limit our security exposures with a new door style. Lake Ridge Elementary parking lot, it's been deteriorating rapidly. We have some bids. Those are to be approved by you as a board this evening. West Valley Elementary parking lot went out for bid and came in at 3.5, almost 4 times the budget estimate, so we'll have to hold on that and diagnose that problem as we get into it. A lot of roofing projects will be kicking off. Kearns Junior High School main gym, Churchill Junior High School partial roof, it's about 40% of the entire school, and then some Cottonwood High School partial re-roofs as well. So those are to you for bid. And just again, at Churchill, we are 90% done with a sprinkling irrigation upgrade on the fields out there. So things are moving along at many of our schools. Get into those. So HVAC and boiler issues are rapidly coming to an end. We have Taylorsville High School Gymnasium AC upgrade. We call it an AC upgrade, but this is the first time the gym will have air conditioning. Bridger Elementary HVAC controls are about 95% done. Bacchus is also getting controls upgrades, 75% done. Pleasant Green boiler and backup boiler are functional, and we'll call it 95+% complete. Kearns Junior is getting controls upgrades that are about 40% complete. And Benyon Junior getting a lot of controls upgrades, and it's just in the beginning phases at 15%. Chiller additions, again, just quickly here at the GEC, we've had the chiller and the backup chiller. They're running, and we're just working through punch list and sequencing of that. The data center has gone its backup air conditioning installed, and it's functional. It's still at 80% as we chase issues. Copper Hills, it's about 95% complete on a new chiller. Penn Elementary is about 80% complete. It's one of the 5 sister schools. It's a little bit behind the 4 remaining schools because it's much more complex, as it's a one-off design, and the others are repeats at Woodstock, Diamond Ridge, Granger, and Oakwood. So that had a very hybrid swamp cooler, direct, indirect cooling system that's being changed out to mechanical chillers. Truman is moving as rapidly as it can in the summer months. So we're now into the north wing, preparing to get those things completed and wrap up the south wing so the teachers that have been in the reloads can move in as they come back to school. We'll show you some pictures of chillers and boilers, and then we're waiting, just quickly coming to fruition here, Rocky Mountain Power's new electrical service upgrade. So you can see the larger mechanical systems that are happening in Truman right now. Things are coming along and are on schedule to finish as planned. You want to do this one? This one's kind of more you.
Sure. Silver Hills Elementary, the interior security vestibule remodel project is complete. I'm super excited. If you've been out there or haven't been out there, but you can see the photos. It looks good, and now you can see in the photo to my right or your left on this side, I guess, you can see our fire marshal behind those closed doors, and that forces anybody coming in, obviously, to go through the office first, be checked in, and then they can be buzzed out into the main corridor there on the left. So anyway, it's complete, and we're excited to have that done before the new school year starts this August.
And grateful for the school's cooperation as we started in that building in April towards the end of the school year. So they were very helpful. You want to do Hunter too?
Sure. Hunter High School, the track expansion project, we're approximately 35% complete, maybe just a little bit more than that now, since this slide was created. You'll see some pictures in just a second, but the concrete work's going on, the footings, retaining wall to the south end, and rerouting utilities, which you can see in those photos there, that retaining wall.
Just a quick reminder, Hunter would be the only school with a 4-lane track once Cypress comes online. So this is to ensure that all of our high schools have an 8-lane track system. So it's important that we get the parity for all of the programs.
Right. So that project is moving and will be buttoned up so that the football team can get on the field the end of July for their start of August. Westlake, happened to be there just today, scurrying, hurrying, fast as we can. Outside landscapers are working on irrigation and site concrete. Interior finishes are roughly 90% complete. Exterior 90% complete. Interior, I wish the interior was 90% complete. Interior is about 75%, especially in the academic wings where it really looks like a school. And then the interior finishes in the auditorium and CTE are just a little bit behind that. And so you can see the slides here. There's lockers leading down to the locker room, and then lockers actually in the athletic locker rooms. Outside images there of the metal, some playful colors, site work there, flat work. Auditorium on the stage, you can see the rigging going in above head, and then the collaboration spaces between each of the classroom pods are some playful colors to help with acoustics, but also bring a splash of color in there. Gymnasium, they're painting and all the wood. The important thing is all that wood on the left, all the gym floor for not only the gym, the stage floor and the dance floor is all there, and getting that ready to be installed. And then you see on the right some more landscape and concrete work going on around the building. Restrooms on the left, upstairs track above the gym on the right. Nope, excuse me, that's not the track.
That's the hallway.
That's the hallway. And that's the upstairs leading to the media center multipurpose, or media center space. Cabinetry going in, again, more of a...
You can see the classroom wings are starting to take shape. This would be the non-science wing, as there's carpet in the collaboration middle. It's the easiest way to tell a science wing from the other academic wings is the flooring. It's so that the science folks can pour out into the middle and do their experiments and engage larger groups of students.
And then the finances, there were no change orders that needed to be brought before the board this month. So, any questions about Westlake?
Assuming we're still on track to open in time for the school year?
We are moving forward, yes.
Still seems like a 30% still to go, and the interior seems like a lot.
In some areas, there's a little bit of work to do. In other areas, we could be moving people in if we got the fire marshal clearance. The classrooms are, for the most part, ready for furniture. In fact, just today we had live fitness equipment show up, and we had some displays show up tomorrow. So things are coming every day, and we're making room and provisions for them, so.
The interior finishes come together quickly. Now, we'll never tell you anything, but it's going to be tight, because it is. But the team we reviewed just last week, the construction schedule, they're either on track or frankly on many of the finishes ahead of their schedule right now. So it will be close. There's a lot of labor effort going in, more than just 8 to 5 Monday through Friday. They're putting a lot of hours in. And so we're pressing hard, and the contractor is pressing their subs hard. We'll get there, but we're not going to tell you we're going to have a lot of extra comfort, to be honest.
Do we
And we
need to
took
ask
s-
for volunteers to come home?
We'll keep you in mind.
Yes,
We're
yes.
not there yet, but we will keep you in mind. Thank you for volunteering.
We did take Sarah and her admin team through last, I don't know, Tuesday, Wednesday, I can't remember what day it was, just so they could get a feel where it's at and start to message to the parents. Because Sarah told me she's heard all kinds of crazy rumors about, 8 months out and different things like that. So it's good for her to see that, understand where we're at. And she did not, I said, no, at the end, let's talk. Are you stressed to the max? And she says, no, I can see it, so.
And she's planning her
home.
administrative move-in into the office suite for July. So they're going to come together, and they'll be in the school as an administrative team a little earlier. Cypress, is that you, Chris?
It is.
Very good.
Good evening. So for Cypress, we are 1 year out. End of May, beginning of June of next year is when we expect to have full completion of the project. If you haven't been out there recently, for many months it's looked like the building's coming up out of the ground in a sea of mud. But if you were to go out there, certainly, especially in the last month, you would have seen a great deal of all of the sports fields taking shape, the bleachers, the different stadium work, the fencing, a lot of the concrete work all going in. So the site itself is really taking shape. We're really pleased for all that. These pictures are actually a couple weeks. It looks a lot more like a field at this point. And then in the building itself, we've got the glass handrail going in the athletics and pool building, the concrete benches in the team locker rooms. The pool plumbing is actually significantly advanced at this point. And then the rest of the building is just moving rapidly. If you were to look at that commons on the right, you'd think that might be the Skyline building, but that's actually Cypress. It's coming along really well. The admin, unlike Skyline, the admin building has kind of been the lagging piece of the last structure being built, other than the CTE, and it's advancing quite rapidly. Glazing is probably 90-95% at this point.
Yeah, and to piggyback on what Chris is saying, they intentionally started at the two bookends and are building themselves into the center. And so they're a year out, we're on schedule. It's just on an unencumbered site in a single-phase construction. It's just coming together differently.
Yes, thank you for that clarification. So as you can see, that if you were to go, the testing center, which is on the left of that picture, would be the academic wing. On the right is the athletics building. So you're looking right into that double testing center location. Lots of painting, even some casework is going in some of the academic wings. The CTE building is getting all the underground work, and that's probably the building that is kind of towards the tail end. Most of the rest of the building looks a lot more advanced at this point.
Again, no roof deck on yet, et cetera, et cetera. It doesn't feel like the rest of the building, but again, on schedule, doing what it should.
And the performing arts building is amazing. I probably over my last 20 years, the one thing that has been consistently reduced is the performing arts in high school. And it's really amazing to see a high-level performing arts facility coming in. In fact, we had some people from my offices from California who, some of senior management came and toured, and they were in awe. They said, you don't even hardly see these in California, even at the college level, these types of facilities. So they were pretty impressed with how the building is going right now. And like I said, we feel very confident in the Cypress schedule that it's going to be complete at the end of May, beginning of June of next year. And we don't have any changes to be presented to the board for Cypress today. Skyline, the academic building is, we're rushing headlong into the brick wall as fast as hard as we can. Some of us are hit our heads already a few times. We're pretty much into the finishes at this point. We've got tile flooring, window, just a few of the interior windows. The staff has actually moved into their offices. We've got furniture throughout the building. We've got the equipment for the shops is installed and being connected and tested. All of the teacher materials. A good example is that furniture on the right, although a lot of that equipment is now hooked up and the administration wings are all being utilized right now. The abatement of the old building started. All of the teacher materials we have stored until we can get them into their spaces. Kind of the biggest hangup is right now is we did have some pre-inspection stuff on the elevators. There was a couple items that needed to be replaced in order to comply, and then after that we're kind of at the mercy of the elevator inspector. But we do have the right to partially occupy the building. The LVT picture there on the right is actually almost all of that is currently installed right now. The serving area tile is nearly complete as well. We're just wrapping everything up and getting everybody ready to move in. The classroom wing, you go through most of the classrooms, it looks like you're in a classroom, ready for school to start. The corridors is kind of the last thing we're doing, so we don't scar everything up, as we're kind of doing that on the way out in most of those areas. We do have a couple pieces of casework, and actually they got the large circular seating for the student plaza area. You can see the building, but it won't be there much longer as soon as we finish the abatement through, I believe it's going to go through the end of the month, beginning of July. And then we will be knocking down the building. No more souvenirs, sorry. You can go to the dump for the next round of souvenirs, I would think. So that's kind of where we're at. It's close. The staff is working under occupied conditions, but their school is functioning, and it's going to be a busy summer, as has already been stated. Just getting everything done and ready for school to start.
Can I add one thing? And it's a huge kudos to our internal maintenance division. We've moved 12 relocatable classrooms that were on the southeast corner of Skyline, or wrapped around to the west side of Skyline. Those have to be in place for the next 2 years, and because the last phase, which is performing arts, brings with it 18 classrooms. And when those 18 classrooms are done, then we don't need the relocatables anymore. But this summer, our own people are working very diligently, very hard to get power, security, Wi-Fi, internet, all that good stuff up and running, air conditioning, and then put the furniture back in there. So it's been not only BDK pushing Hughes, but our own people working in concert with all that's going on, plus an abatement project and a soon-to-be demolition project. It's a happening spot up there.
And IT and everybody else, as
Information
well.
systems working very hard. A heavy lift by the Skyline custodial crew and our district custodial crew. We moved everything out of that building in how many days?
Like 3 days.
3 days.
3 days. There was a train of pallets.
And trucks.
And everything else.
As a matter of fact, and again, a kudos to Food Services who let us use their box trucks to accomplish this. So
It was
The
a full
ultimate
effort.
team effort.
It
Yeah.
it
Great group.
really has been a full effort, and it's no easy task. Thank you for bringing up the reloads, because I think everyone thinks the last phase of the auditorium is just the auditorium. No, it's the whole last wing of the academic building as well, that is occupying where the old academic building was.
I think when we ask for their resources, my recollection on the Cypress call today was 220 plus or minus folks working Cypress. We have roughly 100 to 110 working at Westlake every day. I don't recall the Skyline count, but it's probably close to 200.
150, 180.
Yeah.
On,
So-
on any given day. Some of the trades are actually out and gone. Otherwise, the count would be higher, like it would be at Cypress.
So substantial work effort happening on all the new builds right now. Any questions for us? Okay, thank you. Appreciate your time.
Thanks. Thanks, gentlemen. All right, we have need of executive session for litigation, security, and we are also adding the purpose of character and competence. So with that, I will entertain a motion to move to executive session.
I move that we go into executive session for litigation and security and
Character and competence.
character and competence.
Okay, we have a motion. And a second. Kim said she'd second. All right, this is a roll call vote. Is Julie on?
She's not yet.
Okay. Kim, go ahead. Please state your name and your vote.
Kim Chandler, yes.
Connie Burgess, yes.
Karen Winder, yes.
Clark Nelson, yes.